this is Gina Moore from the FATT Show. We are here live from West Linn Football Stadium, where the West Linn Lions are taking on the South Medford Panthers.
How you become a championship team right there. Hey, they had a couple picks and we came right back and didn't let them score off. That's how you play defense, man. We are flying around and having fun. That's what you have to do to win.
This is Kevin Minton here with the FATT Show, where it's football all the time. We're here at West Linn High School, where we saw here a great game here with West Linn. If we take a look at the score, we have a 21-14 victory by West Linn Lions. Here I got a star player here with us here, Keyshawn. Keyshawn, nice to have you with us.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, we wanted to get together with you to ask you, first of all, about the game. You know, it was a tough opponent this time. Tell me what it was like to getting prepared for this opponent this week.
We just had to be mentally focused. You know, it was hard because we're in the gym because of all the smoke and stuff. So every day our coach told us, like, be ready. Like, it's going to be a hard game. They're in the gym too, so there's no excuses or anything. We have to come out hard. They're going to hit hard. We got to hit harder. It's going to be a dogfight.
Right. So tell me a little bit what your game prep was, especially with this game here. What did you have to keep focused on in you as far as the offense goes?
For our offense, we just made our blocks. Our offensive linemen, they had to block well. Me, I had to get the blocks, so our running backs could get big plays and stuff like that, and just run our routes and be crisp.
Right on. So tell me a bit about that play. You had a touchdown. You made a key play also, too, that stood out here on a 4th down. So tell me a little bit about, first of all, that first touchdown you had.
Oh, once he called the play, I was like, all right. You look up, you see the safeties, they're inside. I knew right away that was a touchdown. It was a break on him. My quarterback's a great quarterback, knows where to put the ball. It was a touchdown easily. I knew it.
Right on. So then let's take a look about that 4th down play. That was a momentum changer because you had a play where you got the catch, but then they caught you off guard a little bit. Tell me what happened on the next play, what you had to do to make up for it.
Oh, well, for the 4th down, I mean, really, it was just like, it's 4th down. If we don't get this, then they could come back and they're going to score. That might turn the game. So basically, our coach ran a whiskey, had me on the end, and I knew once I broke it in cover 4 that he was going to put it right on me. I was going to be ready for the hit, too. But he hit me, but I got the 4th down. And the 1st down on them.
Yeah, one thing we talk about, too, is about the defense and how the defense showed up and really had a good job in making their mark and really putting a lot on this game. Really, both defenses were kind of struggling at first, and really it was the offenses that were trying to kind of feel themselves out. Tell me a little bit about what your defense has done and how important it is as far as to spark that offense for you.
Our defense, they worked really hard this week. They are mentally focused. We have film every day just to try and keep us motivated and stuff like that. But out here, they played like dogs today, and they just got our offense fired up. Everyone was fired up and ready to play. They played like dogs out there. It was crazy.
Tell me a little bit about how Amir McGee has been for your team. I know this is a transfer running back coming out of Franklin High School, and he's come to now West Linn. Tell me what he's meant to your team.
Oh, he's a big part of our team. He steps up in the games. He comes in, he's ready to play every day. You have no doubt about him. He's always ready.
Right on. And then we noticed too with the quarterback. Quarterback had a lot to do tonight, really making some quarterback draws, some runouts, And so tell me about what the quarterback play has meant for your team to really get this win tonight.
He stood up. He really stood up. He was in the pocket every play. He knew what he was doing. He didn't think twice about anything. He just trusted his gut, and he has an arm. So if he puts it on you, you just got to catch it.
Right on. So we got Keyshawn. Now, Keyshawn, you got the next opponent. Now, it's one of those things where you can enjoy the win, but then you got to get right back to work. And tell us about your opponent here coming up next week.
Sherwood's always been good. I mean, they have a tricky offense. Their defense is always big and stout. So, I mean, we're going to celebrate the win tonight, but tomorrow we should be ready. Film in the morning, and this week we just got to work extra hard on the field and everything. Just be ready for them.
So tell me also, too, what are these coaches meant to you? Coach Chris Miller, Coach, Art Williams. I mean, a lot of these coaches, tell me what coaches have meant for you to give you that extra motivation and what you need. Sometimes there's a play that doesn't go your way, but then there's that something about the coaches that inspires you. What is it about that?
They've rode me, but in a good way. Every time I made a bad play, they're like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. I trust you. And they just, it's not pressure, but they put it on you like, you can be a great player. You just keep doing what you're doing, work harder every day, and they push me a lot in practice, and it really helps, and I appreciate what they do.
Right on. So, and then we always look at a situation where we keep feeding, right? We keep eating.
Exactly. We keep eating, baby. We get this. We're going to get it this year.
Right on. Well, I'm here at West Linn High School here with Keyshawn. We appreciate it, Keyshawn. We wish you the best. We're coming up here with Sherwood coming up here. Thank you very much. Thank you for being on the FATT Show.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Here we have a star player here with us, Amir McGee. Amir, tell me a little bit about tonight's game a little bit and how the coaches got you to prepare for it.
Tonight's game, it's just a hard-fought game. We expected this. Our game plan coming into this was start strong first 5 minutes of the game. And, that's what we did. We got on the board, but we knew they would come back and, retaliate with something. And, basically the game plan was just stay calm. Going into the half 7-7, we were like 0-0, come out second half strong and try to take over the game.
Yeah, something about this defense, seeing this defense, there was a struggle going on here. The defense was trying to make their imprint on the game, but then it was the offenses that we were trying to gauge as far as which offense was going to get the momentum back and forth, right? What was that like, being a 7-7 tie? What was the difference in that?
Just working. We work very hard, conditioning very well to prepare for moments like this. We expect to have games like this and go down the stretch like this. So our defense was well prepared and conditioned for this. Then our offense, once our defense got to stop, we were hyped up to come out and go down and score.
Now tell me this, what has helped you, Amir? Now you're a player that once played for Franklin High School. You came to West Linn, transferred. What has it meant for you to be prepared, and what did you have to do to did you have to change your style of game a little bit of where you were playing at Franklin versus West Linn? Tell me a little bit about that journey.
I don't really think I had to change anything. It was just more the coaches preparing me, putting me in the right positions. Just playing my same game, working to get better, obviously. But it's just more like putting me in the position to make plays. And, I'm just being comfortable with that. Not being the guy is all right with me. Kaiway had a big night. I'm good with that as long as we win,
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me about this. We always talk about on the FATT Show where it talks about the offensive line, what the offensive line does for those running backs. You tell me a little bit about how that beef up there up front helps you guys.
I love my O-linemen. I thank them. If they hear this right now, thank you, O-linemen. Y'all the best O-line, I didn't have in a while. I love them.
Right. So they make key blocks and everything for you and other stuff. Hey, we have Art here, Art Williams with us. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and so really when we look at what is it for West Linn, you guys had to really, what was the difference in the ball game though? When you talk about where you guys were tied and then you guys had a 14-14 score, what was the difference for your team when you were able to get over that hump and really take that momentum from this South Medford team?
I would say when we were down here, like on the 5-yard line, that 95-yard drive to score and put us up, that was the game changer. We had a big block, and we had James Marshall come up the sideline. Just a very big play. We executed very well, came down here and scored. And that was just the difference maker in the game.
Right on. So you have Sherwood High School next week. Yeah. Tell me a little about that opponent and really what you, as an offense, have to do to get prepared for that game.
I just came into this league, so I don't really know too much about Sherwood, but I know I heard they're a really hard-fought team. They're going to go with a fight, and, same with us. So our plan is we're going to come in tomorrow, go over film, and, try to come out with the win next week.
That's one thing you got to do. You have to flush out the win. You enjoy it, but you have to flush out the win, and you have to get back into preparing for the game for the week. Well, we're here with Amir McGee. We appreciate it, Amir. Thank you very much for coming on the FATT Show, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Here we have one of our stars here of the game here, Ethan Long, quarterback for West Linn High. Ethan, tell me a little bit about this game and what you had to do to prepare for South Medford. Quite a tough opponent.
Yeah, definitely. They're a great team, great program. Coming into this week, we knew it was going to be a dogfight. We knew they were a great team. And with the smoke and the fires and stuff, we unfortunately weren't allowed to practice outside, so we had to stay inside, and that was pretty tough to try and prepare inside a small location, but we were able to do it, and Coach Miller put a great game plan together, and we just repped it, and he executed it great play calling. The players did their assignments well, the line did great, our backs ran well, and just in all, it was a great team effort.
So I noticed there that very much so. I noticed that the thing was too is that it was a 7-7 tie. And so it looked like, the defense was really trying to make their imprint on the game and really play tough, but the offenses were trying to really feel themselves out. What was it like dealing with a 7-7 tie, and what kind of progressions do you have to make as a quarterback?
Going into half 7-7, we just knew that we had to come out with a chip on our shoulder. Our defense played incredibly tonight. But as an offense, it's still week 2. We're a very new group, so we're still trying to get under our feet underneath us and just come out and know that we need momentum. Just execute, take what they give us, don't force anything. I think that's what I did personally as a mistake, is some of my reads were a little too big in the beginning, but Coach Miller helped me just say, kill them with completions and do your job, give what they take you. So my mentality coming in the second half, that's what I came out with, and that's what I just tried to do, and our team executed great.
So be honest, there's sometimes even with these games like this, there are some jitters, right? That you got to settle yourself down and calm down, right?
Yeah, definitely. I got a coach on the sideline that specifically every time he calls my name, I got to count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and then take a deep breath. And if I don't, then I'm in trouble. So he does a great job of keeping me cool. And just Coach Miller really prepares all the team, especially. But he works a lot with our quarterbacks to just really stay calm, cool, collected, and go through your reads. And it's just like practice in the game.
Yeah, I notice a lot of times, even with the short passes, those seem to be very effective for your team. Tell me a little bit about what does it mean for an offense like yours, but to have a defense like that to really support you, to get you guys back on the field, to put up points? Definitely,
yeah. Our defense won our game for us tonight. They played incredibly. As a team, our offense started off slow. I just think that together we needed to come out a little quicker, but hey, our defense picked us up great, and they did a great job tonight.
Right. Tell me your favorite play this evening that you made to one of your players.
Probably to start the drive down here on the 5-yard line. South Medford put us in a hole with that punt, and we came out and we're like, hey, we need to go 95 yards to win this game, and sprint left, and I hit my receiver number 14 on a corner, and he just did his job. He made a guy miss, and he got a great run, and that's probably my favorite play tonight.
Right on. So to be very short here, so you have Sherwood next week in preparation for that. Tell me a little bit about Sherwood here.
We'll just have to watch what they do and see. I know our coaches are going to do a great job of helping us get a good scheme for the game, and we'll come prepared.
Right on. Well, here we saw West Linn defeat South Medford 21-14. Here we had Ethan Long, the quarterback of the game, and we thank you for watching the FATT Show, where it's football all the time. Thank you very much, Ethan. We appreciate you being on our show.
Good to have you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, here we have Coach Alex Molden with us here to talk a little bit about the game and what we saw. Alex, tell us a little bit about Coach this game. What was it like preparing for a game like this? There were the fires going on right now, and really both teams had to kind of be resourceful when it came to actually preparing for this game. Tell me what that experience was like.
Well, we had to. First of all, we had to stay within ourselves and stay within, speaking as a defensive coach, stay within our defense. We know, they have weapons and Chase Coda and some of the other players, and the quarterback has a strong arm and he's a really good athlete. So we still had to stay within what we do. We had different packages to help try to contain Coda and whatnot, but it was a tough week of practice. Practicing inside a hot gym is not the best of things, but we can get on the chalkboard and we can still talk about what our philosophies are, and it doesn't change whether we're playing in the parking lot, whether we're playing on a turf field, or whatever. So I'm really proud of where our guys came today and and how they, it wasn't pretty. And I told them it's not going to be pretty. This is a tough team. Not everything's going to go our way, but we really show resilience. And when things went bad, we didn't falter. We didn't look back. We kept going forward.
Right, and I noticed that too. Now, thinking about the game here where it was 7-7, it was a tie between both teams. What was it like as far as we saw the defenses really being strong and holding themselves really well on both sides, but those offenses were really trying to figure each other out. Tell me what was going on. What were you preaching to your defense, but really you were trying to enable your offense to get on the field and grab the momentum to make plays?
Yeah, the biggest thing is we want to make teams have to methodically march down the field. And we didn't do that with their first score. They got a long bomb on one of our DBs, and we gave them an easy 6. And we don't want to do that, especially after I think we scored after our first series, and then they come back and they score off a big play. So, we want to try to eliminate big plays, from a defensive coach. But, I was so proud of the guys and how they responded. I'm really starting to go out there and making great tackles. Everybody's making their checks and making their calls. And it's hard to stop our offense. It really is. And, they made us punt multiple times, and we don't like doing that. So, it was a really good game.
One thing I noticed, too, there was a no-quit mentality with your defense. I saw a lot of times when you coach, you were, talking about them, telling them about how they were doing on their assignment, checking in with them. How key is that as a coach to do that with your players and really coach them up that way to keep them in the game and not worry about the last play?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we preach. We really preach, flushing it, going to the next play. No matter if it's a great play or a bad play. You got to stay as even and keel as possible. With our guys, we're starting to show the depth that we have, and that's always makes me feel warm and fuzzy when I know that if Natasa needs to come out because he's been doing so much on the offensive side of ball, I can let him take a rest and I can put in Casey Tawa and have him do just no fall off. So, the depth that we have and everybody's on the same page. I mean, that's what you want as a coach.
The thing I noticed also too about this defense was that your defense was able to make those key stops. Yeah. When it came down to South Medford trying to gain that momentum or trying to grab that momentum from, say, a lead or to even take the lead on your team.
Yeah, for sure. And they got a fumble on us. They got an interception, but they didn't score. So our defense stepped up to the plate, with sudden change situations, and that really shows the resilience that I was talking about. For us to be able to stop them, and even get a 3 and out when we turn the ball over, and shoot, they won the turnover battle, with them having 2 and we only getting 1. And for us to come up on top, that really shows what type of players that we have.
And it's always the thing on defense, though. It's when you make them, right?
Yeah, exactly. We always teach, go for the ball. We're gonna get tips and overthrows, and the more eyes we can have on the offense, on the quarterbacks, the more chance we have to make a pick, like Natasa did right over here. So, which is a huge play for us.
Right. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about Sherwood. You have it's nice to enjoy the win. You enjoy the win a little bit. Now it's time to kind of get ready to go to work. At some point, this team has to do that. Yeah. So tell me about Sherwood a little bit. What are you looking forward to next week, and how are you going to prepare for that team?
Sherwood, they're a team that's very disciplined, well coached. They've been doing the same offense for years. They don't make very many mistakes. And our job as a defense is to be able to, tackle. We got to be able to tackle. We got to eliminate all threats. And so this week in practice, we don't have a ball. With the scout team, we got to tackle the fullback. We tackle the pitch man. We tackle the quarterback. Everything. So we really preach discipline. You got to be disciplined when you face a well-coached team like Sherwood.
Right. Well, we appreciate you, Coach Molden, for taking the time with us to be with us and to talk a little bit about the defensive game, the plan that was installed tonight, but then also to see the victorious West Linn Lions at 21-14 over South Medford. Coach, we wish you luck, of course, with Sherwood next week and preparing for that. Thank you very much for being with us. This is Kevin Menton with the FATT Show, where it's football all the time. We thank you for being with us, and again, thank you, Coach.
You got it.